Hallo und willkommen zurück zu The Zodiac Trial. Letztes Mal haben wir ein wenig Trial and Error versucht, weil, naja, wir haben ein paar Death Cards bekommen und wir wissen nicht genau, wo wir falsch gelaufen sind. Deswegen gehen wir gerade unseren Schritt zurückverfolgen. Und wir haben, das als getestet, was war hier nochmal? Okay, wir machen mal hier weiter. Ich weiß nicht, ob wir hier schon waren, aber wir machen hier weiter.
Snake's group found another minor trinket, bringing the count to 6. But eventually, time ran low, so we had to go into individual rooms and input our actions. I chose to run, obviously. When that was done, we decided to start looking around the left side of the first floor. However, when the fourth one switched over, a voice started to play on our tablets.
Attention animals. A major trinket has been used, and there is now a new option available.
What?
Praying.
Our faces twisted to horror as we realized that those horrible rules we had heard about had indeed been put in play. I already could tell that this meant nothing good. Someone used the major trinket. An immediate emergency meeting was called. What the hell was that? I thought we agreed to throw that horrible mechanic away.
Okay, fess up, who did it? Don't worry, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
You really think that's going to get them to confess?
That's what my dad said when I messed up. All of you, shut up. Ox snapped.
His face was flushed with frustration. An understandable reaction to the horrible situation we had been thrust into.
It's obvious that whoever activated this trinket had ill intent. We should assume that it was either the victorious personality or the defeated personality. In either case, the more people dead, the easier it will be for them to fulfill their objective.
But how were they able to use the trinket? It should have been locked away.
Now it matters since the idiot buddy blotted off the first 3 numbers without thinking. At that point, they could have guessed and checked for the last one.
That's... Hey, isn't it suspicious that he gave the code away like that? Maybe he did that on purpose to try and make it seem like anyone could have used the item. That way, we wouldn't be able to pin the activation on him.
Hold on a minute, Pink.
I know that you have a right to be angry, but you're putting out some really hurtful accusations right now.
Take a moment to reconsider, would you?
Not to impose, but is Pig Theory really possible? Bunny had yet to read the rule explanation, and thus had no idea what announcing those numbers would accomplish. This doesn't necessarily clear him of suspicion, but I believe it is a stretch to claim malintent for an oversight. Thank you, Monkey. No gratitude is necessary. I'm just hoping to keep the conversation measured.
Whatever. It's still as dumb as fault for running his mouth like that. Quit it with the pointless squabbling. We have a much larger concern to deal with. What are we supposed to do now that the stupid system is in play?
We can't descend into paranoia just because of the threat. We need to all promise to choose no one when we vote. You seriously think people are gonna do that? If everyone does that, one rogue will kill you. I believe Pig has brought up the real reason why this will never work. Even if we assume that whoever activates the major trinket will refrain from voting, a questionable assumption, there is a real risk that non-traitors will vote others in fear of being voted for themselves. It's a true dilemma.
Okay. It's clear that simply promising to not vote isn't going to cut it. Therefore, we are forced to turn to the other way nobody dies. The case of a tie. If we focus all our votes in equal proportion on 2 people, then the votes will tie and we can all stay alive.
Wait, Ox, you're saying that you want us to vote for each other?
Yes, I believe that is the only way.
I think it's a wise idea, in theory. But, Ox, I fear that few will want to volunteer for the position of voted. It's an undesirable position, no matter how you view it.
Fine. Then now step up to the plate.
Ox?
Mouse, bunny, dragon, sheep, monkey, pig. I want you all to vote for me.
Are you serious?
So this is what conviction looks like, eh?
What do you think, ox being brave or something? That's nothing. Ox, tiger, snake, horse, rooster, dog. You all can vote for me. Seriously? The votes will be split 6 or 6, right? Neither of us will die.
Hopefully.
Definitely. I know myself, and I know that I'm not the type to die in a shadow like this. I don't like this plan. But if everyone agrees with it, I'll go along with it.
No objection here.
No, here. I admire your bravery, Ox Dragon. I volunteer to be one of the voted next round.
No, it'll take too long to discuss this every single time. We need to resume our trinket search, so if we can come up with a system, we should stick to it.
If we decided, shall we go and enter our votes now? These 50-minute circles are going to be a lot faster than full round circles.
Yes, I think that would be for the best. Come everybody, find your room and put your votes.
Everyone remembers who to vote for, right? I swear to God, if one of you fuckers forgets who you're on and screw this up, you're dead made. We split up and entered individual rooms. I voted for Ox. I didn't have a choice. If I didn't, Dragon might die. But I had a bad feeling about this. I really didn't like voting for Ox like that. Whatever, I couldn't linger on the bad feelings. I had to keep up forward momentum. I returned to the cafeteria. By the time everyone returned, the 15-minute cycle was almost up. We ignored that and talked about searching strategy.
After we confirmed that everything worked out fine, we gathered back up in the groups we were in and resumed our search. The important thing is to stay focused. If we rush and miss a trinket, then mark a room as searched, we can be really screwing ourselves in the long run. We need 10 minor trinkets, no matter what. 12, of course, would be ideal, but
Ox was interrupted by an announcement that played on our tablets.
With a total of 6 prayers, the great draconic gods have heeded the group's wishes and strike down Ox.
Ox couldn't even get out the curse before starting to choke. Ox! What's wrong with him? The execution process is begun. No! But Snake was right. Ox's face had begun to turn a strange color, and he clawed at his own throat. Drips of blood started to come down from under the collar. The knives must have already been in his throat. He thrashed and swayed in a delirious, horrifying dance. Eventually, it was too much for him. His knee buckled to the floor. His body followed shortly after. And the corpse now lay in the cafeteria. Ah! Ox, no. Damn it, damn it, damn it. What the hell? Brian, you bastard. Screw you. Screw you and all that you stand for, you screwing murderer. Piece of screw. Piece of screws. Mouse, calm down. Excuse me? I know you have the right to be angry, but we need to think about what this means rationally if we don't want more to follow him. I hated it, but Bunny was right. My rage was just supplanting my sorrow.
Es tut immer wieder weh. Immer wieder aufs Neue.
I didn't know Ox for long, but he seemed really nice. We woke up in the same room, so I felt like I knew him the best. He was the leader of the group. And to end up like this?
Ich würde sagen, kennst du nicht Monkey besser als Ox sogar? Weil Monkey war sich deine Therapeutin oder sowas? Oder Psychiaterin?
No. Both anger and sadness were out of place. I needed to once again bottle up my emotions. Because though I screamed at him, Brian wasn't the one who caused Ox to die. It was someone in this room. What on earth was that about? I thought Dragon was supposed to get 6 votes too. Dragon, the hell is this about? Why are you looking at me? I did what I was supposed to do. I was one of 6 votes.
If you're looking to blame anyone, look at the people who were supposed to vote for mayor, because one of them didn't hold up the end of the bargain.
Excluding ox, that's 5 people. Tiger, snake, rooster, horse, and dog. So does it mean the person who used the major trinket is one of them?
One of us. Du bist dabei, Tiger. Unfortunately, it's not that easy.
Huh?
God, this seems like a big pain. But it looks like I'm gonna have to really do some work today, huh? Let's assume that all non-traitors were completely loyal and fearless, and did what they were told to do, with no ulterior motives. So we buy that. I do. We're still left with the problem that we're not dealing with only one traitor. There's 2 people who didn't out their personalities.
Shit. You're right, Doc.
Even if one person started this prayer nonsense, now that it's active here, there's 2 people who would benefit from people dying. That means that even though the 2 don't know who the other person is, those with no personalities are basically partners who both benefit from using the system to kill others. We can guess that at least one of the traitors are in that list, but it's going to be a big pain narrowing it down from there. Even if we attempted this tying stick 5 or 6 more times, it'd still be a struggle to know for sure who's a traitor.
So what you're saying is that the time plan won't work, and that we're totally doomed?
Didn't say that. Just said what I said.
Still, the traitor certainly got lucky. After all, if the 2 were voting for different people, and both decided to switch their vote, not only would there be a tie, but we know 2 people tried to betray the group. Snake, that's it. Oh! I know how we can beat the traitors. Sorta. Actually, this might be a really dumb idea, so I shouldn't.
Just say it.
Okay, so the 2 traitors don't know each other, right? So it would be difficult for them to plan. Right. I think instead of us making a big tie, we should make a little tie.
You mean like a one vote each type of tie? I'll be honest, I haven't totally 100% exactly been paying too much attention. So I might be off base in saying this, but wouldn't it make it easier for someone to get voted out, not harder?
If we knew how the tie would go, it would. But what if we made it so the traitors didn't know who would be voted? 2 of us would be the designated voters, and the rest of us would choose to vote no one. The 2 voters will then each vote someone separately, but the rest of us won't know which 2 people they vote. That way, the traitors won't know who's getting a vote, so they'll have to randomly guess who to choose. Even if both of them guess, it'll usually end with 4 people getting 1 vote each. Not to be dismissive, but doesn't this plan have a fairly glaring flaw? If one of the traitors votes the same person, that one of our designated voters chooses, that person will die. That's why I said the system was flawed. It leaves things to chance, and it has the possibility of going wrong.
It still seems better like a best bad. Not gonna think a better plan to go well.
We could also use this to help figure out who the traitors are. If it says that we have a 4-way tie, we know that the 2 designated voters are both definitely innocent.
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
I don't think it's said that they announced who was voted in the case of a tie.
You're right, they didn't.
But they might do that. I don't know.
I think it's unclear at the moment.
I see a problem with this plan. Another one. If one of the designated voters is a traitor, they'll know who their partner's voting and can copy that vote. The odds that at least one of our designated voters is a traitor is 2 to 11, which isn't that low.
The 2 designated voters could just not tell each other who they plan to vote.
That's better, but then we're risking the designated voters choosing the same person.
I know. We can have a system where the voters write all 11 of our names on sheets of paper, then fold them up. Then they can each choose a different piece of paper and look at who they need to vote, then throw their sheets away.
And afterwards, they'll also throw away the rest of the paper anyway. And afterwards, they'll also throw the rest of the papers away. And that way, they're definitely voting for different people, but they don't know who the other person is voting. That sounds like a great compromise.
If that all works for everyone, I suggest we get a move on. These 50-minute circles are far less forgiving than the 45-minute round cycles. In an effort to keep things moving, I'll volunteer to be one designated voter.
Alright. Then I'll be the other.
Great teamwork and choosing efficiency, guys.
Yeah, just split up and vote. And also put in your notes for round 5. But we don't know when they'll have another chance.
And break! Once again, we split it into different rooms. This time with a better plan.
Aber ich glaube... Waren wir schon? Wow. Okay, gut zu wissen. Diese Methode führt zu nichts. Gut zu wissen. Das hätte ich auch vorher wissen sollen. Hier vielleicht. Genau. Das ist der Plan von wegen, dass wir uns aufteilen sollen. Was sollen wir? Ah, das war die Gruppenaufteilung, ne? Ah, okay. Wir gehen mit Dogs und, mit Dog und Bunny. Das heißt, und letztes Mal haben wir gesagt, there's something else, weil wir sagen wollten, dass, wenn jemand attackiert wird, können wir auf der gleichen Ebene helfen. Ich sag mal, there's something, let's do this.
Yeah, let's get to searching. We can totally do this. No, that's the spirit. Let's kick Brian's ass for thinking we can be fucked with.
Yeah, whatever. Let's just get to searching. We don't have time for this.
And just like that, 4 groups of 3 split up. So, where do we want to look? Any ideas?
No preference here.
None here either. Well, it worked out when we checked out the 3rd floor last time, so why don't we try that again? I'm down to look around the 3rd floor.
Same here.
Alright, I guess we're decided then.
We were decided then. The 3 of us walked up to the 3rd floor. Then we walked around the area for a while to try and find a place that looked like it might house 9 items. We came across what appeared to be a commons for students to relax. This was the type of place Brian liked to hide items. Sure enough, it didn't take too long until Bunny chimed in.
Hey, I found something.
He was standing next to a vending machine.
Doc and I went over to him.
What is it?
There, look down at the drop-down area of this vending machine. The hell is that about?
Cards, die, darts. Is that a whip? Seems like a fun time.
And there's definitely an item down there as well. So let's reach in and grab everything.
Something tells me that if it was that easy, this guy would have already done it.
Doc's right. Unfortunately, the drop-down area is blocked off. As an example, he tried to push his hand through the flap, only for the flap to remain firmly in place. What's going on? Look down there. There's a blocker. Again, Bunny pointed into the vending machine. I noticed the extended metal rod pressed against the back of the machine and the flap. So that's keeping it open. Yeah, what a pain, am I right? So what do we do?
I don't know.
Maybe we could try shaking the machine? I think we need someone like Horse or Tiger for that.
Wouldn't we be able to dislodge this blocker if we hit it from above?
I mean, if we could hit the blocker, we'd have done it already.
I can see a way.
Huh? Oh, I get it. We need to order something from the vending machine above the blocker.
Bingo. Those cookies are right above it. If we order one, I bet it'll dislodge the blocker.
Good thinking, Doc. So, does anyone have $1.50? Bunny fished around in his pockets. Sorry, I've got nothing.
I make it a practice not to keep cash on me.
Attracts the wrong types. I've got nothing. So we just sunk? Brian won't just set this up only for us to be unable to beat it. If we don't have change, then there has to be cash around here. Let's search the comments. Look under the couch cushions, under sheets of paper everywhere. I bet if we work hard and believe in ourselves, we can find $1.50. Yeah!
Ooh. Ich liebe Dog.
Energized, we started looking around for any dollar bills or quarters. It didn't take us long to find our first lead. I found a quarter under this couch. Oh, I found one under this pencil sharpener. Keep looking. Before long, we're good at 6 quarters. Great work, team. Now we can stick it to that stupid blocker.
You think this is actually going to work?
It was your idea. It'll work. I put in the money and ordered the cookie. The cookie fell down and knocked the blocker away. Score! All 3 of us went down and fished around the drop-down area. Bunny picked up some of the game items.
Doc got his hands on the cookie. Of course.
Doc got his hands on the cookie, and I pulled out the whip and attached to it. Whoa, what are you doing with that, Mouse? Examining it. The whip was out of place. If it had to guess, this was the item. Sure enough, on one side of the tag, the number 3195 was printed. This was an item. I turned around and began to read the rules aloud. Taming whip. Use this whip at any time on another untamed player. By doing so, you are challenging them in order to tame them. Once a challenge has begun, a round timer has stopped. A list of games will appear on the challenged player's tablet. They have the right to choose any game on the list for the challenge. The players then will play the game, with the Jade Emperor observing the play. Any player caught cheating will instantly be executed. Any participant that in any way interferes with the game will instantly be executed. If the challenger wins the game, they will have successfully tamed their target. In that case, the tamed player's tablet will no longer be active, and a new option will be added to the tamer's tablet, which allows them to access the functionality of the tamed player's tablet. With this, the tamer can now control the tamed player's actions. And if the tamer dies, any people they've tamed will die too. On the other hand, if the challenged player wins, the tamer fails to properly tame the target and ends up dead. In other words, a failed taming attempt will result in execution for the tamer. Wow, that seems really powerful. It seems like it could be really useful, doesn't it? If we use it properly as a group, we could...
Oh, wow.
Dog interrupted Bunny by yanking the whip out of my hands. Hey! Dog looked over the whip tag, then entered a nearby empty room. What are you doing? In response to my question, an announcement played on my tablet.
Attention, dog is currently attempting to tame horse. During this challenge, the round's timer has been paused. Note that any participant that in any way interferes with the challenge will instantly be executed.
As the announcement ended, Dog exited the room. Dog? What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing?
It looks like you're making big moves against the group without approval.
Yeah, well, that doesn't sound wrong, I guess. But I'd say that I'm getting this game under control.
I had a bad feeling about this. Something told me that by finding that whip, I had opened Pandora's box. So what's going to happen now?
Well, we're going to have to wait for people to get here. Whatever game host wants start until he gets here.
And how long is that going to take?
Shouldn't be too long. I think everyone saw us heading up to the third floor. And anyways, it's not that big of school. Let's just wait for them. Oh, Dog, warum bist du so sneezy? Ich hasse es. Warum kann man dir nicht einfach mal vertrauen? Du bist immer so,
ich weiß nicht, ich mag dich.
ich mag dich gerne, aber irgendwie auch nicht. Oh, jetzt hat er diese dumme Peitsche. Jetzt möchte er das Pferd zähmen. Warum das Pferd? Ich meine, gut, das Pferd ist stark, aber warum das Pferd? Will er den Stärksten als Geisel nehmen? So im Sinne von, hey, tu was ich sage und du stirbst nicht oder sowas? Weil, das ist seltsam alles. Das kann nicht gut ausgehen. Aber das sehen wir im nächsten Part erst. Jupp, daher, danke fürs Zugucken und bis nächstes Mal. Tschüss.